Shotgun with Charlie.
Riding shotgun refers to the practice of sitting next to the driver in a moving vehicle. The term riding shotgun came around after the time of the stagecoach, when somebody used to sit next to the driver holding a shotgun, in case they ran into bandits. My name is Charlie Cook, and I drive a lot. I like to talk to people while I'm driving, so I interview people in my car while I'm driving. Welcome to Riding Shotgun with Charlie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Before we start, first of all, we are in Epping, New Hampshire, and I'm doing a little series of interviews with some of the ladies from A Girl and a Gun. But before we do that, we are going to hand sanitize with some Lead Slingers hand sanitizer. They have adult products that, this says do not drink, but they have some that you can drink. Oh. I don't know if you've ever had any?
No.
You should.
Okay.
Lead Slingers makes whiskey. They make a rye whiskey. They make a cinnamon whiskey, and they make a rum now as well. But they also make hand sanitizer. So we're going to hand sanitize. It's really watery. I told you it's really watery. I'm going to get it all over the place. I've got a bottle for you when we're done.
Awesome.
So we can like shake hands and be hand sanitized.
Awesome.
Which is ridiculous. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have with me. You keep on rubbing it until it dries.
Okay, I'm going.
You're the only person that gets a take two, by the way. I just want to say this. Like, I don't want to set precedents that I do 2 interviews with everybody and only put out 1. That's all right. But I have with me today Robyn Sandoval, who is one of the founders or creators, inventors, leaders, all of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah, from A Girl and a Gun. Robyn, thank you so much for being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the stagecoach.
I'm glad to have you. All right, so we're up here in Epping, New Hampshire. As I said before, what I love about having friends like you are that every time I see you, we're in a different part of the country.
I know.
I love that.
I do too, but this is kind of cool because I'm in closer to your neck of the woods. So.
I know, and I was thinking about this when I was driving here. I drove 110 miles to get here, and you would still be in West Texas driving 110 miles, right?
Oh no, I'd still be near my neighborhood over 110 miles in Texas.
That's crazy. Crazy.
That's how far you drive to get good kolaches. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy talk. I grew up in Illinois, and I figured out that Illinois is about the size of New England. Oh. And it was like, I've had friends that used to gig back then, and they'd be like, yeah, we got a gig that's 4 hours away. I'm like, 4 hours away? No way, man. 4 hours to drive there, 4 or 5 hours to play, and then 4 hours to drive home? Yeah, no. I don't know.
Yeah, when you're young, it's easy to, when you go off to college, you just zip home on the weekends. But when you get older, you don't zip 4 hours anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I only zipped 2 hours to get up here for you.
Oh, good. Well,
So,
I'm glad you made the trek.
I'm happy to.
It was kind of a calamity for us because with the COVID situation, we had delays and flight delays, and then we had a reroute from Baltimore to Nashville.
Oh,
and
no.
Almost didn't get here, so I'm really excited to be here.
Wow. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you're up here. Let's talk about what you're doing up here. You're up here with your girls from A Girl and a Gun, and you ladies are taking some classes.
Yes, the people at 6 Hour are amazing, and we wanted to take an instructor course with them, so we brought a dozen ladies up to New Hampshire to the SIG Academy, and it's been fantastic. So we're taking a 3-day pistol instructor certification course. And now is such an exciting time in training because we have so many new gun owners coming into the industry.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
People are seeking training like crazy, so.
Okay, the green light, the green arrow means go, right? Sorry.
These are your people.
These are live free or die people. I'm a Massachusetts guy. I'm a masshole. Completely.
A masshole.
A masshole. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, this weather is kind of close to how it is at home. We're in the 90s today.
It was only 90 degrees.
Yeah, so it was a hot day on the range, but we had a great day. It was really fun. So today was day 1 of 3. So
One
lots
of
of fun.
3. Very cool. All right, so you're up here with a bunch of gals. Let's talk about how you became a gun gal, and then how that led to a girl and a gun. How'd you become a gun gal?
Well, I was strongly anti-gun for most of my life, and adamantly anti-gun. And it wasn't until I watched the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina when I saw a modern American city fall apart overnight, and it was a real eye-opener about how vulnerable we are. Yeah. And what I remind people nowadays, the same thing happens just with the COVID situation and all the challenges going on nowadays. The first thing people go buy are water and bread and milk and ammo. And that tells you how we as a society really know that but don't want to talk about it.
Right.
But I thought, okay, well, being anti-gun, I didn't want guns in our home with 3 children, so I thought, well, I'll just store peanut butter and tuna fish. I did the whole bread, milk, water thing.
Right.
And my husband said that's fine until someone, I thought I had a gun-free zone here in my home, and it wasn't until he said, well, when someone is desperate for that peanut butter and tuna fish, they're going to kick in our door, and our home will no longer be a gun-free zone. And that was such an eye-opener for me to think that I thought I could have control over the environment, but you never can really have control unless you have an equalizer. And so that's when I was open to the idea of it. And so at the time, Julianna Crowder, my friend and mentor, she was an instructor. I didn't know her at the time. She was a firearms instructor in Austin, and she was starting Girls' Night Out at the range. And so my husband, bless his heart, he saw Julianna online, and he said, I signed you up, I RSVP'd for you to go. You have to go.
That's, what, I gotta say, that's love when you can send your wife out and say, hey, listen, go learn about guns. Was he a gun guy?
No, well, he had shot at the range with friends, but I was adamant about not having guns at home. And
sure.
So he signed me up. So then I don't know if I was more afraid of walking into this group of strangers or going to a gun range or shooting a gun. It was all of the above. And when I went, it changed my life forever. I met the most incredible women on the planet, and I learned a ton, and I was empowered, and so I began shooting more, and then competing in IDPA, and then mentoring new shooters. And so Julianna and I, it was her brainchild. She's the founder. It was her idea. But at the time, I was in a transition in my career, and I had a lot of content delivery and marketing and whatever. So we partnered up, and now we have Girls' Night Out at the range at more than 200 ranges nationwide.
Wow.
And we have members in all 50 states now, and it's pretty great.
That is...
My husband laughs. He said, I just wanted you to learn how to shoot a gun. I didn't want you to be in the industry, but it's been so great, and everybody loves the model that we have of women mentoring other women, and we have a really great training program, and we offer opportunities like this 6-hour event, so instructors can further their training, and it's just really grown from there.
That is awesome. That is really cool how everything just kind of kicked off and just started to happen.
Yeah, it was really a true grassroots effort, that none of it was planned, and it kind of just grew out of the necessity of it and people wanting to learn. And there's something about women learning from other women that is, it's a lot of fun. It can also be pretty disarming for women who are nervous or afraid.
Sure.
So, and it's just always more fun to go to the range with the girls. And we have a lot of co-ed stuff too. We go to matches and things. We love our guys. We're not anti-guy. I definitely could not do this without the support of the guys in my life. And my husband's at home with kids so that I can go and do cool things like this. So we're not anti-guy, but there's a definite sisterhood among women who want to learn to shoot and want to empower each other. And the cool thing about A Girl and a Gun is we address all platforms. We do pistols, rifles, shotguns. We address all types of shooting. We do recreational, defensive, competition. So, and then we do a lot of even non-shooting things, just personal self-defense, knife defense, unarmed defense, pepper spray, and other tools in your toolbox, because you don't always have your gun with you. So
this is true.
Tax med, we really emphasize that. So.
Sometimes you got to choke a f***er out.
You might have to. You might have to someday.
So here's a fun story. I was working, and I got a message from you, and you were talking about coming up here over the winter for something, and I don't know. You said you've learned how to defend yourself with a scarf.
Well, I was in a cab, and I said,
that's what it was. You were in New York City. That's right. That's right. You're in New York City.
And all I had was a scarf. I was watching my Uber driver, my cab driver, and I said, if he goes off course, I'm gonna have to.
That's
I'm
what
gonna have to take care of business.
Oh my God, take care of business. It sounds so much more professional when she says it, but that's not what she said.
Well, you have to have a lot of tools in your toolbox, and you don't always have your firearm with you.
I'm a firm believer in the mind is the weapon, everything else is the tool.
Absolutely. And the voice. A lot of people forget that your voice is a weapon to draw attention, to
absolutely.
A lot of people think that there's, not everybody goes to the mats with jiu-jitsu right from the beginning, So
one of the big things, I'm a saber pepper spray instructor. Not that I ever teach pepper spray classes, but one of the big things with that class is using a big loud voice to like you said, bring attention to yourself.
It's really
and it
hard.
Shakes people up.
Yeah, and it's really hard for women, especially. I'm sure guys too, but if you're in a parking lot, you don't want to be rude. Maybe that's a Texas thing, but you don't want to assume that someone the worst is someone.
In Massachusetts, we're rude all the time. It's just how we roll.
So you can yell at someone in the parking lot.
Oh my God! Not even if we're not in it, we'll just yell at them.
But getting to the point where you can tell someone confidently to stay back or go away and take the dirty look of, I wasn't trying to hurt you. I don't care what you wanted. You almost have to give permission to people to be rude. Not really rude, but to stand up for themselves and to not worry about hurting someone's feelings when it comes to your personal safety.
Sure, absolutely.
And sometimes that takes practice. We've had classes where you just practice yelling. Because there's a lot of times when you get scared and your voice goes away, you think you're yelling.
You start cracking your voice.
Nothing
all of a sudden you sound like Peter Brady.
Right.
When it's time to change, you've got to rearrange. All right, I'm officially lost. How about you?
I've never been here before.
Oh, great.
But it's pretty.
It is pretty.
Maybe if you keep going, it'll look back that way. Or we'll end up in whatever states nearby. I don't even know. What's west of
the Atlantic Ocean?
We're headed west, aren't we?
No,
we're west.
We're it's probably still an hour to Vermont. That's all right.
Well, if we hit Vermont.
Right. We'll now be going to the Mexican place for dinner.
That's true. They are expecting us.
Right. Oh my gosh. So what was the process after you decided to start stuff with Julianna? Like one of the things that I find really interesting is how do people make their business, whatever their business may be, how do they make it grow? Like with my show, having been a musician for a long time, to me it's just put out shows, just put out shows, just put out shows. Something will catch, somebody will dig it, somebody will like it, I have that attitude of just put stuff out, make sure people like it, make sure it goes well, make sure it looks good. And I don't have a real idea of, I don't want to say I don't have an idea of what I'm doing. Oh, I know where we're at. I don't have an idea of what I'm, not that I don't know what I'm doing, I'm trying to do, I don't know, I guess that's how I see it, because that's how I learn things from playing in a band.
Yeah.
And you've got a marketing. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I knew how to market myself.
Well,
somebody told me a long time ago that I should go into sales. Let's get a picture in front of the Epping sign. Somebody told me I should go into sales, and I said, the only thing I sell is myself short. All right.
It's hard to market yourself. That's the hardest, for sure. It's easier to have your friends talk good things about you.
All right. Uno momento. So we're talking about marketing.
Yeah. So, my background was in content delivery. I worked in the publishing industry, and it was social media before social media existed. They were called brand building websites and things like that. So that was really my specialty, and I was an editor for a publishing firm for 15 years. So I love content. I love teaching, and I love teaching through different content. So we do emails, we have books, we have in-person training, we have video training, we have lots of different ways to reach people. And I think that's really important, is that we're kind of the Martha Stewart of training. We take this information and we try to get it to you whatever way is best to reach you.
Martha Stewart's a felon, she can't own guns. Nice try. Good job. All right, so we're back. We got a selfie in front of the SIG sign, and we were talking about your marketing background.
Yeah, so my background was in content delivery. I was in social media before social media was a thing.
Yep.
So lots of websites, but that's what I love, is giving people these nuggets. And the great thing about A Girl and a Gun is we never came out and claimed to be the end-all be-all experts in firearms. We connected the new shooter with those people. So we're so lucky to have a cadre of instructors that are really amazing, and we connect those people, and then the ladies who want to learn how to be an instructor, we connect them with these, you know, really high level, top tier instructors. And so you know, we're really about building those relationships, giving those opportunities, so that if someone is at their local range and they can't shoot from a holster, well, they can come to our regional event where we do shoot from a holster. So there's always those additional opportunities for learning, and I think that's really kind of been a really great thing for us in terms of just creating that ever student mindset, offering new opportunities for people, offering things that they don't get anywhere else, and then, you know, just pull it all together under the umbrella of training and sisterhood and being with the girls and growing outside your comfort zone. And it's really just about, I mean, empowerment sounds so cheesy, but that's, you know,
kind of what it comes down to.
Well, I'm so grateful for the emails I get all the time that, you know, how much A Girl and a Gun has changed women's lives, and it's really humbling.
That is cool. I was talking with Brooke Cheney, who I know you know, and she talks about having the Wonder Woman moment where she had to load a gun by herself, and she would go with her boyfriend and husband. They were the same person, but at different times in their life.
Right.
You know, she would go with her husband, and he would load the guns, and then she went to a shooting range, and the instructor loaded the guns. And it's even as a, I don't want to say even as a guy, it's empowering, but it is. It's a confidence builder. Instead of empowering, for me, I want to say it's a confidence builder to get up and say, hey, I can do this, I can do this, I can handle this, I can handle these things that have, you can hurt yourself with them, but I can handle it and not hurt myself and not hurt someone else. And it definitely gains confidence. And when your shooting improves, you gain more confidence. So.
Yeah, and there's a lot of women who are actually surprised that they don't do it themselves, because they think, oh, I've gone to I used to go hunting with my dad, or I've been to the range with my uncles, or I go with my husband, and they don't realize that he loads the mags, racks the slide, and hands her the gun. And then when she has to do it alone, at that moment she realized, oh, I haven't been doing what I thought I was doing.
Right.
And then, but you know, for a lot of women, they think they don't have the strength, they think they don't have the ability, they think they might not have the knowledge, but it's less about strength and more about technique. And that's why learning from our instructor team is so valuable, because we can give you the tools and we can teach you how to do it. You know, you may not be the big operator guy, but it's all about technique and finesse. And so, you know, with time, you know, and I always tell people, you don't pitch your 16-year-old the car keys and say, go have fun. You know, it's about learning process and having somebody coach you through those steps.
Right.
Gets you to where you need to be and where you want to be.
It is. It is a skill. This might have been horrible, but I wanted to do this every single time when I took my daughter out and let her drive. And we would, you know, when you're a new driver, you know, again, back to not having experience, there would have to be a half a mile of clearance before she would pull out into traffic, you know. And if there wasn't, she'd freak out, and cars behind us would start to honk. And I wanted to go to the cars. I wanted to pull up my revolver and just knock on the car window with the barrel of my gun and be like, hey, listen, my daughter's just learning how to drive, so if you guys could just take it easy, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't advise that.
I wanted to, but I never did.
I think that being a gun owner in those situations definitely teaches you, you know, non-dispute resolution and temper control, and on all of those things you have to have discipline.
It is, and it's fun to tell. It's fun to see the light go on for people when you say, hey, listen, I carry a death tool. Maybe I should call it a life tool, but I carry a gun, and I don't get into arguments with people. Not because I'm not, you know, I don't want to argue with people or anything, regardless, but I don't because you
can't.
Right.
You can't.
I don't want to have to. It's not worth the hassle.
Well, it's not worth the liability and
absolutely.
The price tag that comes with it. Absolutely. But a lot of times people will come to us because they want to learn how to shoot, because maybe they are feeling afraid or vulnerable. A lot of times, you know, every time hurricane season this time of year, we start getting a lot of inquiries.
Sure.
Because once there's an overburdened 911 system and you're really left on your own, that's when people start to realize, wait a minute, I'm really on my own and I have to be able to take care of business. So
let me ask you this: how do you take your idea in Texas and expand it to more of Texas, because Texas is big, everything's big in Texas, and then how do you expand it to more states? How do you get it to grow organically?
Well, in the beginning, it was just people hearing about what we were doing. IDPA did a story on Julianna and talked about how she had this idea for Girls' Night Out at the range, and how that just brought in new people, and it was a judgment-free zone where ladies could come and learn how to shoot. And so having that, other instructors read that article and thought, that sounds like something I might want to do and learn how to do here. So it was really just word of mouth. And then now, we've been doing this 11 years, and so
11 years, wow.
Is it 11 years? 11 years, right?
You tell me.
Hold on, I have to math.
You need to count my fingers?
Yes, I might need to. It's a long time. We've been doing this a long time. 9 years? 9 years? 9 years.
9 years.
9 years.
9
We've been doing this 9 years. So it's a long time, and we've really created. We've stayed in our lane. We're about women mentoring other women, because so many times guys will come and say, well, why don't you have something like this for guys, or I really want to learn, or can I do something? And as much as we want to have additional classes, we can't spread our resources, so we have to just pick our mission. And the same thing is true with ranges or instructors. Ranges will call me at least weekly. I get a call, if not these days, several times a week, and they'll say, we really want to expand our women's program, can we open a chapter here? And it takes the perfect storm of 3 things to have a Girl in the Gun chapter. You have to have a good range that has appropriate safety protocols, insurance, and all that kind of stuff, a viable range. You have to be a certified pistol instructor who is female. And getting those 3 things, it's much harder than you think. Well, who's female? She has to be female.
Oh,
a female pistol instructor.
Gotcha.
So a lot of times they'll say, well, we don't have any female pistol instructors on staff, so all they have is guys. And I'm not opposed to guys teaching, because if you're going to the best instructor, sometimes the best instructor in your area is a guy, so you want to go to the best instructor. But in terms of having Girls' Night Out and having that, our mission of women mentoring other women, it's when you start a program where there's not a female instructor there, but you can maybe coach some ladies to become RSOs, and then maybe you can coach them to become a coach or an instructor, and then they work their way up, and then she becomes that kind of I would hate to say exponentially goes, but when you have a woman leading events at a chapter or at a range, then more women are interested in becoming RSOs, and then more women are interested in becoming instructors, and it just opens the doors for that whole community. And we have so many certified range officers that work at our ranges. We have a lot of range owners that have Girl in the Gun chapters that are facilitators, and so yeah, it's really about what a Girl in the Gun brings to our range is that increased foot traffic, that constant engagement. We have meetings every 2 weeks, and so we keep people engaged. We always give them something new to learn, new drills to work on, and it's just a matter of getting them back out there and having that social time with their friends, a place where they can come and ask questions and hang out with their friends, and it just keeps them coming back.
Very cool.
It's a cute little town.
This is, I think I hit another part of downtown Exeter with one of your other ladies, because I have no idea where we are.
Oh, but it's cute. Look at the little gazebo.
A little gazebo.
How cute is that?
I think we went by. Did we go by this before, or did I go by this with someone else?
Yeah, you must have been with someone else.
I'm cheating on you. All right, I don't know how we do this.
It's really cute.
A little New England town. What do you guys have coming up this year? You guys have a summit. You had a summit, a digital summit?
That's right, our national conference. We usually have 450 women come out for training, but this year, because of COVID, we had to put it online, and so that was an amazing feat. We did it in just a few weeks.
Yeah, that's right, because we were talking, and you're like,
yeah, I lived at my desk, like literally 20 hours a day for weeks. I edited 87 training videos, and then we did 23 live streamed videos where ladies could ask questions of the instructors. So it worked out great. So ladies could log into our conference platform, and they could view all these videos on demand, and then they would log in and listen to the instructor and ask questions to clarify training or just to get some additional pointers, and it was really fantastic. So that was a real exciting thing that was different for us to do the whole thing virtually, but we
but
definitely
you still pulled it off.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
Yeah, it was really great.
That is amazing in itself.
And we gave away about 50 guns, so that was really fun too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
What do you have coming up this year?
So that was our national conference presented by SIG Sauer. And then in August we will have our all ladies clay tournament. It's our clay championship. It's the first ever all ladies clay championships. There's been lots of women's shoots, but this is the first time we're gonna have a clay event, clay target shoot that's all women. That's really fun. That's gonna be in Kansas City. That's presented by SIG USA. And then in October we will have our Fall Fest presented by Glock at Talladega, where we have a 2-day multi-gun challenge and a 1-day multi-sport challenge. That's where our competitors all come out, and we're gonna have some square bays and some long range and some natural terrain, and that's all 3-gun stuff. So that's lots of fun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. What do you like to shoot? If you say everything, I will drop you off right here.
Well, it's really funny because doing so much of the admin, with the training and match coordinating and all of that, I don't get a lot of trigger time, but
yeah.
So I love shooting pistol. I love going to defensive classes like the one we're taking at SIG Sauer Academy this week. I've recently gotten into clays, and it's a lot of fun. I just got my first shotgun, and I'm sad to say, well, I didn't just get it. I've had it a couple months, but it has not made it out of the safe yet. So I really want to get out and get better at sporting clays because it is so much fun. So
very cool.
That's something new. But yeah, I took a carbine class last weekend. That was a lot of fun, and so yeah, everything. I like everything.
Get out. I think shooting shotguns is fun because you get the instant gratification, or not, that you've hit some sort of a target.
Yeah.
I've never done sporting clays, but it does look like a lot of fun. You got a lot of targets that can come out of nowhere, and I'm afraid that at my age I would miss them. Miss seeing them.
It's so much fun. It's like miniature golf with guns. It's really fun.
Miniature golf with guns. So you've got to hit the dinosaur and it's got to go up.
Well, you never know where it's coming from, and sometimes they're coming towards you, and sometimes they're going away, and you got your true pairs, and it's lots of fun.
Very cool.
Every course is a little different, and they try to trick you, but that's kind of the fun of it.
Do they walk you through it like an IDPA match?
No, you don't have walkthroughs, but you can call pull and see the bird, so you see it before you go, which is pretty cool. So unlike a 3-gun stage where you have all 3 and you've got all your gear on and you're loaded to capacity and you have to burn them down, sporting clays you just have 2 in the gun. So in some ways it's easier because you're not managing ammo like that, but in some ways it's harder because the targets are all in the air, they're moving, they're not static. So it's completely different. So instead of you running down a path, and your target's being stationary, and sporting clays you're stationary and your targets are moving. So it's just a completely different skill set, but it's a lot of fun. It's more finesse.
More finesse.
Yeah, I'm trying to embrace the finesse. I've been in tactical side too so long, but yeah.
Very cool. What kind of gun do you use for the sporting clays?
Well, I have a CZ redhead target. That's the one that I have in the safe that I'm eager to use. It's beautiful, and
Very cool.
It's a over/under, so I can crack it open and look all official. There's just something
Put
about
it on your shoulder, right? Look all cool. Catch the shells when they pop out.
I'm not good at that. Or when you break it open, you just bat it into the trash. That's when you're
I
really
have
good.
Not seen that move, but that looks totally cool.
Yeah, that's what the guys. Yeah. So. Lots of fun. So Dave Miller is the product manager at SIG USA, and he's a master shotgunner, and he has the Guinness World Record of the number of clays broken in an hour, and I mean more than one a second. It's crazy, and he's just the best guy ever. Wow. So he has, I've been fortunate to shoot clays with Dave, and I actually went on Julianna and I went on a pheasant hunt with Dave that was televised last winter. So it's been showing on episodes on the Outdoor Channel on Gundog TV. So that was really fun.
Oh my God, you're a TV star.
Watching them work the dogs, and so I shot some pheasants, and that was fun. That was my first hunt of any kind. So
that's cool.
That was a lot of fun.
That is cool. All right, listen, we are going to wrap things up. How can people find? I know this is a crazy question. How can people find a girl and a gun?
Well,
You can look right to the cameras and give it away.
okay, into the camera. agirlandagun.org. You can find us, our website, or you can find us on all the social media. You know, we're on all the
social media.
all the socials.
All the socials.
Mostly Facebook, because that's kind of our demographic, but but we're everywhere.
Have you guys started doing TikTok videos? No, our friend Derek LeBlanc was telling me I should start doing TikTok videos, and I'm like, I don't know. What do I need to do?
I have been shying away from videos for so long that even doing this, I don't know if I'm ready for TikTok.
Oh my gosh! Well,
how long did it take for me to get in the stage coach? I don't know if I'm ready for TikTok.
My daughter said, Dad, you're not going to start doing TikTok. I'm like, no, it'll be great. It'll be fun. No, you're not, Dad. You're not doing it.
Do all the TikTok videos do the like forward and then back and then, or is it just whatever?
I don't know. This is why I haven't done it, because I don't know, and it all seems like you're lip syncing to something else that someone says, and I'm like, that's is it ridiculous the right word or stupid? I don't know which one it is, but it seems ridiculous to me that I'm going to mouth somebody else's thing.
Right.
Like, that's ridiculous. I don't know if I want to do that. So.
Well, you figure that out.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know how that goes. All right. What else can you tell us? Like I said, we got a couple of minutes before we get back to wherever. I don't know where we're going. I'm just driving.
Yeah, we're going to dinner.
We're going to din. And I saw the place that we're eating. We passed it up like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. Well, listen, I'm going to finish the show out while we're driving. So please check out Riding Shotgun with Charlie on all of the social, on the SM, on all the social media. I know, right? This is why I don't go out in public. No.
I don't think anyone
I will tell you this. You know what? Back in the 90s, back in the last century.
In the old days.
In the 1900s, I used to say, I used to shorten words all the time. And my first ex-wife thought it was completely stupid. And then one night we were watching the news, and one of the big news guys said, and the police commish. And I looked at her and I'm like, who started that?
That's the thing.
Who started this? And this is what a bunch of people do now. So, yeah. I'm such a trendsetter.
You are.
I know, right? I always tell people, too, that I invented stonewashed jeans back in the 1980s. I don't know if you know that.
Huh.
Yeah, here's how I did it. I said, Mom, I need my jeans washed. And she said, wash them. So I put my jeans in, I threw some bleach, stonewashed jeans. I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so check out Riding Shotgun with Charlie on all the social media. We're trying to get the Stagecoach across America. You do want to check out all of your Pro Freedom podcasts at Self Defense Radio Network. It's sdrn.us. Please like and share and subscribe to Riding Shotgun with Charlie, and you can watch it on YouTube and Gunstreamer. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and on iHeartRadio. We're going to put all sorts of links to A Girl and a Gun and all of the cool things that you ladies are doing.
Thanks, Charlie.
Robyn, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks,
I hope that we finally get this show out and make it real and official, because I don't do 2 shows with everybody.
I don't even have a response.
Oh, that's all right. All right, so we will see you guys next time.